Hey guys, the footage that you are about to see in this podcast was recorded after the fact because the original footage was deleted because my computer crashed. Sorry about that, just a heads up. So, everything you're about to see is not really succinct with what we're saying, but it is referencing the magazine that we are talking about. For episode 3 with Osman, for volume 3 of this manga magazine, we'll make sure that we have backup recordings so that this doesn't happen again. Enjoy. Hey guys, I'm back with Osman, and today we're going to be talking about the new manga issue, volume 2, manga magazine. This is the European, don't want to say Shonen Jump, but it's the European manga magazine, first of its kind. But how you doing, Osman?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you for joining us again and picking up the latest volume. So before we even open up the contents, can you refresh people's minds your concerns with the previous one, and if this new one has washed away your concerns, or it just perpetuated more of the concerns of last time?
So with the old one that we talked about it, this one, my concerns were pretty valid because it kind of continued into the newest one. That it seems that this has like some Instagram manga artists on it, and that there are a bunch of manga chapters that I didn't like, which actually won in some regional votings that got a sequel, which I think lowered my expectation of volume 2 on going to volume 3. Yeah, but we'll go into detail about all that.
Mm. Okay, and yeah, I remember your biggest concern was the voting system, that they're going to allow hunchbacks to decide as to
Yeah.
what's popular or not. And this is actually something that is happening in the new Young magazine published by Kodansha, where I saw an interview that we posted on Patreon today, that he is sharing authority with the hunchbacks, that both editors and hunchback consumers decide if this is a good product to continue, which is complete garbage. You know, that is no longer adhering to any objective realities when it comes to the standard of a story. It's a popularity contest.
I mean,
But
now
mhm.
that you mention it, this kind of reminds me of the Bakuman. I pulled up a Bakuman English Shonen Jump English volume just for size reference. But since you're mentioning popularity contests and votings online, it reminds me of the storyline where this one mangaka in the book decides to let basic fans choose which story is good or not, and in the long run, um, the mangaka failed because they didn't trust their own knowledge and skills, rather trust what some people think online. And it
Mhm.
pretty much shows. So in that sense, I'm actually worried about this magazine. Yeah.
Man, this is terrible. All right, let's open it up. Let's start with stories that you did like before we jump into the ones that are like, oh
Okay.
no.
So basically, the stories that I liked were two or three in this one. There
Mm.
were a total of 15.
Dang.
And yeah, it's two or three I liked. I'd say three or four were okay, and about half of it, I gotta say, half of it I really disliked, to the point where like one or two I really think, and it might sound disrespectful, but I really think it's a waste of space in the magazine. And
Mm.
again, still respect to all the artists that made it into a book. It's still an accomplishment, and I can imagine that most of them don't make a living off of this, so they spend basically their free time on the weekends probably drawing this stuff, or I don't know. But yeah, let's get into it. I'll pull up one story that I liked
Okay.
before getting into the other ones, and maybe we break it into three parts: the ones that I
Mhm.
liked, the ones that got a second chapter from the first volume.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, we talk about the stuff that was kind of trash, to be honest.
All right.
But yeah, I liked this one.
What's it called?
One second. It's called Good Boy.
Mm.
It is about, the apps like Uber and stuff like that, the food delivery things. What was it called? You order food online on the phone and then food gets delivered. In this manga, essentially, you order via phone a good boy. And a good boy is someone who does any tasks for you. So when the chapter starts, let me try to somehow. It's this way, I guess. I'm looking at it from a reverse right now. So basically, the chapter starts in a way, and I got to look at it myself properly because it's kind of tricky to show and see myself. So yeah, the chapter starts. Some girl that was being harassed is ordered a good boy just in time to be saved. And it goes then fairly quickly into explaining the plot and what a good boy is, which I just explained to you. And the main character is he's kind of, how should I put it? He is a bit more nuanced. Okay. He seems like, it's this guy. He seems like he only cares about the job and making money, and that he doesn't care about people, even though his job essentially contains helping people. But then this somewhat like brat rich kid orders him to give away food to homeless people so he can film it for social media. And then he gives away like shitty burgers to a bunch of homeless poor people, and he's not happy with the reaction and complains that the people should react like more grateful. It reminds me of like social media in a sense where, maybe you saw a clip or two of these where some guy gives a homeless guy $100 trying to be Mr. Beast or something, and then they're unhappy that the video doesn't go viral or that the person, I like how this is representing a new reality and is relatable in that way. It's kind of
it touches base on the ingredients, that's for sure. Relatability, familiarity on our reality. That's yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we all know this guy, this fresh haircut wannabe social media guy,
Yeah.
So it's a good villain in this short manga, and the good boy just follows his orders. He does everything that this guy says, and it seems like the protagonist has no values. He doesn't care. He just wants to make cash. And there's then this climax, I would say, where the rich kid gives a burger to some poor child. They're in a very poor neighborhood. And then she acts bratty and steals from the dude. And the good boy then slaps the girl in this panel. Oh, what's he about to do? And he actually follows the rich guy's orders and hits the girl. The story continues, and it turns out that everyone's outraged at the good boy, saying that because he's essentially from the same slums, and they tell him that he's a sellout, and then he goes away with a rich kid, and then the girl reveals that he didn't actually hit her, he just pretended to. So the plot twist is kind of, there's a plot twist that the guy gave her burgers and fries, and he used the ketchup and just slapped his own hand and put the ketchup on her nose, so the rich kid thinks he actually hit the kid, but he didn't. So that's kind of the plot twist climax of the short, cute story. And then in the end, as this rich guy is leaving the ghetto, essentially, he threatens him one last time. And it turns out this guy is kind of a good guy all along. So it's a really nice, full read that leaves you on a positive note, that leaves you with a completed story. So this is actually, I think, a good one-shot. It introduces the plot, the world, It introduces the characters. The character design is fairly nice. And it's an actual one-shot that could be turned into a full story if it was popular. And it reminds you sort of this whole Chainsaw Man stuff with like this group of people wearing, like he's wearing a fly and he's very like stylishly clothed. Right. Kind of reminds you of Chainsaw Man. But it doesn't use the straight up copycat tropes. It doesn't introduce demons or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's this story.
Nice, definitely an interesting one. And as you say, it leaves you on a positive note. It didn't demoralize you in the end.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's probably, I'd say, actually number one, right, to me in this book.
Okay.
Okay, then I think I need to look through to remind myself which other one I liked. You see how much I'm scrolling past a bunch of stories.
So many pages. How many pages is this thing? Like 500?
I'm not quite sure, honestly. But hang on, let me see. There's numbers on the back. So further back, it's around 300. So it's probably 360 or something.
Oh, okay.
But it's so thick because it's very good quality. Like there's very thick paper. It's not actually like Shonen Jump magazine paper, which is like the cheapest paper you can get. Uh-huh. So just as a product, before I go into the next story, it's a really, really good product. Based alone on that, it could just succeed. I remember you talking about needing a good presentable product when you showcased yours. And this is definitely one. I paid for this €6.90, which is like roughly about $7.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's really cheap. Like for that amount of stories, I think based on the cheapness and the quality of the paper, this will sell. And I went back to the store and it was sold out. Like they didn't have any left. So it does sell, it seems.
Okay. Good optics on them. Good optics on them for understanding that the product itself has to be like premium. It has to have a spine, so that's proper.
Okay, so this is my number 2 favorite. It's the sequel from this one, where it was about a siren, like this chick that gets drowned. The people that watched the first review might remember. So there was this girl who, in some like pirate age time zone, I think, was drowned by an abusive husband or partner under false pretense, and she turned into a full-on siren, and she's hanging out with other sirens that drown everybody and kill them. And she is like there because she can sing very well. She lures in the seamen guys or pirates or whatever, and then the other ugly sirens grab them and kill them. And I like the expressions in this one. The art is really good. And the story continues. The guy that drowned her has like depression and regrets, and he tries to like find her or just goes out to see himself. Hang on, I'm flipping the wrong way. Turns out they meet again, like randomly, and before the other sirens can kill him, she tells them to like stop because she recognizes him. And you can see like the expressions there. They are of high quality. I hope it's
and especially of the sirens as well over there. They were trying to eat the guy, and they look so scary. Very, very good expressions.
And this reads nice. The panel flow is nice. I like it. I really do. I watched some other reviews of the volumes, and there were a bunch of like. Honestly, I watched a German review where some guy really liked the story that I hated extremely, and you can really tell like they have a bias when they know a guy. Like if they know
Aha.
the artist on Instagram or if they know the artist remotely, they have such a heavy bias towards them, and it really shows. So but I will
It's like
get
the people who worship White Wanga because they've watched him for a while. They'll automatically
yeah,
say his book is amazing. Yeah.
yeah. They don't look at it objectively. I don't know any of these people. I didn't look up any of these people. So I just as a consumer review this objectively.
Mm.
And yeah, she recognizes him, but turns out this guy is still blaming her for some reason. And then she realizes that he hasn't changed, he's still toxic or whatever. And then she sings a siren poem that changes the waves and
Mm.
drowns the dude and kills him. So he dies. And she's just being free and happy from then onward. So it's kind
Damn.
of like also a good conclusion. I like it. 2 chapters told a story from beginning to end. Character progress. She went from a woman who can't defend herself to to a monster, basically, with like a weird monster, a pretty monster, but a monster.
Mm.
And that's I like this one.
Would
It's
you say, I mean, sure, the guy was still a bastard. Was her killing him justified? Was it like, you know what? It's better that he dies. This guy probably going to drown somebody else.
um yeah, because he showed no remorse. He was missing her, like he was regretting it out of his own, like just because he was lonely, because he regrets his choice.
Oh, okay.
But I think the execution is kind of, I would guess this was written by let me see,
A
probably by
feminist?
a woman,
Yeah.
that it's a bit one dimensional, like the evil man, you know?
Exactly. That's the vibes I'm getting. That, and after he's dead, she sings and dan jumps in the
Yeah,
air. And I'm like, I don't think that's how it actually is.
it's kind of, but I can excuse these things because it has, it potentially has its audience too, and there's much worse in this book.
Oh, okay, okay, I understand.
So it's at least we get something,
All right,
even if
yeah.
the ending note wasn't that great, but I still like it. But I fully agree with what you said.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is probably my number
Two.
two, yeah. So
Okay.
the first one was my favorite in this volume, and this is my number 2. Then the next one is honestly not much. It doesn't look right away like a manga.
Mm.
It's weird. It looks like it's this one.
Okay.
It's called Wo seid ihr in German. It's basically called Where Are You? Where Are You? Oh, and the one before was called, just for good measure, it's called Die Braut der Siren, means the bride of the sirens.
Okay.
Okay, so this one reminded me of a little bit of Inio Asano, how he draws children. You can't see much on this page. I'll flip the page. Like it feels kind of slightly inspired by it, but not to the high quality.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, like in Pun Pun, the way he drew the kids, like kind of ugly, kind of like
Yeah.
it looks slightly inspired.
Hmm.
But not as good quality. So it almost, I don't know, it almost feels like a comic book art style, but in black and white with very, very like slight manga touches.
Yeah, it has that one band, I forgot its name, but it has this American comic style to it. Um, but I get what you mean. Yeah, it's almost got a punky feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially like this panel, if you look at it,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. And yeah. And so this is about a kid in school. They're in the like what's it called in English? This dining room, this mensa stuff, like this
Mm-hmm.
big like in the old cartoon recess.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're eating in this big room. and he's being dared to throw something at a kid, and he right as he's about to do it, you turn the page, and you see this.
Whoa. That is crazy. That's the lunch lady?
Yeah, that's the lunch lady.
Now that is gruesome awesomeness in the right
Yeah.
context.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really nice page turn.
Wow.
Like, I'll be honest, I wasn't that much interested. I was thinking, okay, this will be something that I probably won't like again. And then I turned the page and I'm like, okay, now they piqued my interest. What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? This gives me vibes from this Promised
Neverland. Yeah.
Yeah, where they have to escape. Immediately thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
And and it gets better because it doesn't go into that direction.
Mm-hmm.
I right away thought, okay, is this like some maybe it's not a regular school. Maybe they're forced to be in that school. And now, my mind went to, okay, I like this page, but will this story be another Japanese ripoff, essentially?
Right.
But it isn't. It's not. So he's being told to stay in the corner as punishment.
Mm.
So he goes into the corner and he counts to 10 or something, and he turns around and everyone is gone. Like they just disappeared. Like at this point, like the background's really nice, but you're like kind of confused. Okay, was he forced to stay in the corner and nobody told him to okay, it's time, you can join the others now, and nobody just told him? Or is there more going on? So at first I'm like, okay, they're gone, I guess. So he tries to search for them, and apparently everything's empty. Everyone's gone.
Damn. Okay. Definitely piquing my interest too now.
Yeah. Continue. And then there's these super nice high contrast drawings of empty rooms with so much detail. Like it shows way better in person, obviously, and because this book is so huge. I mean, this is my hand, and I get so much space to look at all this detail.
Right.
Yeah, and he keeps looking, he keeps searching, he gets scared, he runs home like any other kid, and as he's about to be home, he escapes from the school. First he escapes from the school, and then as he's about to be home, he calls for his mom. He sees his mom in a window on the bottom, right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's happy. Okay, at last I'm home. This is kind of a kid's fear that this author plays with, right? But home means safety, so you feel like you're about to get a conclusion. Wrong turn. And then he opens the door to his home.
And it's empty also.
It's the entry of the cafeteria.
Oh, he's back. Snap. He's back at the cafeteria. Whoa, okay.
That's awesome, right? That's awesome.
So dope. And the expression of his face over there, whoa.
Yeah.
It's just right. The contrast is peak, bro.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm talking about this, I feel like this could be my number 2.
Yeah, I was about to be shouldn't this be a number 2?
Yeah. I guess this is my number 2, because my number 1 is my number 1 because it could be turned into an actual series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this, maybe it could be turned into an actual series. I'm not sure, but as a one shot, it would probably take number 1. But since we're talking about manga as a whole industry, meaning multiple chapters and stuff. This is number 2, because I feel like it would be kind of different. Maybe the author could be in for more surprises.Maybe the author could turn this into a full-on mystery horror series. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But this is a really good one-shot. But do you think does it follow a traditional manga serialization formula? If you just from the vibes you were getting.
Honestly, I think it can. I think it can, because it does give the familiarity of Promised Neverland, Now it seems like he's stuck in a genjutsu that he has to escape from, possibly find other classmates. Say, hey guys, you also stuck here too? So
Yeah, that's the last page.
what does it say over there?
It says, bin ich jetzt wieder in der Mensa? Basically, am I back in the cafeteria? He's like
Ah,
flabbergasted. Yeah,
epic.
yeah, that's a really, really good one. Let me
Mm.
see what the name of the author is. Oh, and it gets actually gets a sequel, not sequel, but a second chapter. It's to be continued up in the
Nice.
back.
Gotta
Yeah, I
see
wish you
that.
could read this one yourself. I wish this was available in English so you could read it.
Yeah, that's definitely. It's more interesting to me than your number one thus far. The potential is
Yeah,
enormous. You know.
it's a story by, if you can only show it, it's in the bottom. Does it focus?
Oh,
It's
Johan
mirrored.
Vonnier.
Yeah, Johan. Yeah, Johan. Could you read it?
Yeah,
So,
I'll just pause it because it was clear in the beginning when you showed it.
okay, it's
Yeah.
Johan Vonnier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the stories that I like, the three stories. Okay.
And you see
Then
that story, that one right there? I did a review for that artist before. His name is Sisawa, I think.
yeah, Sisaba Mira.
What do you think of his story? It's a gag manga, right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
It reminds me of Ranma. It's okay. It was one of those where I say it's okay.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It doesn't really, it's a gag fighting manga. It feels like
Oh yeah.
this Ranma stuff, but it didn't,
Okay.
I don't know. We can get into that. Actually, now that you mentioned, we can get into that now because we're talking about the sequels now.
Mm-hmm.
So with this one, um, in the first chapter, it was established that there are like these famous martial arts people, and two like lesser known, like their siblings or sons or kids from these famous martial arts people, they go to the same school, and they're both also martial arts experts. And in the second chapter, they go on a date. I forgot their names exactly. I think his name is Jet Li, and I forgot hers. But they're going on a date, and the whole gag is that her older sister or a friend recommended her things to do on a date. And turns out all the things that were recommended were very girlish, but she's like this rough tomboy, and it's like a contrast that doesn't match, which is the gag. Like they go to the movies, watch a romance movie, and but the guy doesn't like it. For example, here's a quick one. She was told that a pretty girl, any guy will fall over for a girl that has a cute sneeze. So she's preparing to sneeze, and then she sneezes like snot and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she asks for a tissue. Oh, that's in the next panel. For a tissue, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like it's a typical like gag stuff, funny extras. Like the art is perfect. I would say it's perfect. There's nothing to complain about. Absolutely nothing. Character consistency. Yeah, it's perfect. Like this person would probably easily be a mangaka in Japan too. Based on the art itself, they could work for anyone. And the story too, I think. I think there's nothing wrong with this. But again, it's kind of, you know how I said that the last story that I showed you, the school thing, it kind of lets you think that it's going to be something that you've read from Japan before, but then it's kind of not. And everything of this feels like something that you could easily read in Japan too.
Right.
This gag romance stuff. So that's why I don't rate it as highly. But it's good. It's good for the people who want some comic relief in this and want to enjoy a nice quality story with really good artwork.
Okay. Yeah, gag is definitely the safest that you can be in, especially if you have like high level art like that. Then hey,
Yeah,
you can survive. You can pull it off.
absolutely.
Hmm.
So then we can get to the other sequels. Remember the story that I told you about the Berserk thing?
Yeah.
The kind of felt like a Berserk ripoff, or what's the Viking manga's name? I forgot.
Oh, Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga, yeah. It felt like a mixture of both. And honestly, this just continues on the same path, that it's really a nothingness. Like,
The nothing burger.
Yeah, nothing burger, exactly. I mean, again, art is great, but at this point, doing a very harsh review, treating everything as like treating all of these artists and authors as absolute pros. I still respect them, but I don't enjoy it. Like, this is violence for the sake of having violent panels with no impact at all.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't even really remember what happened in the second chapter because of that, because of the nothing burgerness. Like, I legitimately completely forgot, which is a fair review, right?
Yeah.
I'm not writing down notes and everything just to remember. Like if you write a story that is forgettable, it's nothing. Like, it's a good proof of concept for the artist, I guess, that they can do paneling, they can do the art, but can they, like, in these words, is there anything going on that really keeps me going? And it's not. Yeah, but it's no, it gets another chapter. Great. This is the waste. It doesn't reach waste of space levels, because maybe someone finds this really fucking cool, and they got the cover art as well.
Oh,
maybe this artist is like also famous. They're gonna drive up sales.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine, I guess. To me, as someone who just picks up a book at the store, it's nothing that I'm looking all too forward to, but I'll probably read the next chapter as well. And if I were to tell you what actually happens, I wouldn't be able to. So that's the plan.
Yeah, that's disappointing because this artist probably is famous, driving up sales, but he's taking up space where somebody with more proper work could have filled up the space, you know?
Yeah. Now on to the next sequel that was very...
Is it the running one? The guy who stole...
one.
Yeah, I need to see how that went about. Dude stole some milk.
Yeah. I researched a bit about the guy. He's a German artist, a tattoo artist, and he has 2 Instagram accounts, one for his tattoo stuff and now one for his manga stuff. Best of luck to him, but I really think that, if anything, he should partner up with a good writer. If he has the connections apparently with the publisher, with the German publisher side, I really think they should look for a writer, because it's absolutely nothing. And in Germany, he got the second highest. He got second. Like, out of all these stories in this book, it was 14 stories. In Germany, he got in second. And that's what I mean by, I believe, a bias. Like, just Germans voting for a German guy.
Right.
So here it is. And my girlfriend told me the reason why he probably got in second was, and it's something you mentioned as well in one of your videos, I don't remember, it was because in the first book, it just ends on the cliffhanger. And then people go like, oh, I want to see how this will continue. So they vote for it. You mentioned something similar in the past, that you can just drop a random ass cliffhanger and people will be interested, but they don't look at the overall storytelling picture. So can I find it real quick? Hopefully. Oh, by the way, in the first book, I looked at a review from this one. Apparently, this guy isn't a woman. It's a guy.
Oh, hell no! Really?
Yeah. I read a review. Man, I tried reading it 2 times or so. Maybe I'm retarded or something, but there's no point in a story where it's really stated that it's a woman or man. I don't know. I couldn't find it.
That is
Uh,
crazy.
but then I watched a review, and it's a guy. It's a boys' love manga.
Oh
It's a
my
guy.
goodness. Unbelievable,
It's
bro.
it's so confusing because look at the chest. It could be like it's so androgynous. It could be like a like it's I don't
Yeah.
know.
It was confusing, and that's what I hated the most. Like, this confusion is annoying, you know? But now that it's confirmed that it's two dudes going at it, well, yeah, this ain't gonna end well. Like, nah.
Yeah. Luckily, it was a one shot, I think, so it
Oh, at
didn't
least.
really get a
Okay.
sequel. Yeah. So this one, like the running one, and it ended
Hmm.
on this note, like, "Oh, I'm screwed. I'm gonna be caught." And then it's a cliffhanger, and then okay,
Yeah.
well, let's give him a fair chance. What is this gonna be about? He's about to be caught, right?
Hmm.
So he keeps running. The story never ends. The never-ending story of just running away with no dialogue. Keeps
What
running.
the?
He's doing some backflips. Like
Mm.
it's ridiculous, and I'm trying not to. Maybe the author will end up watching this on your channel or something. I'm trying not to bash him too much, but I really can't. Like and then he smiles, and then he throws a peace sign. Basically, what he did last chapter, right?
Mm.
This catch me if you can kind of thing. And okay, before I continue, this is so tattoo artist like.
Hmm.
This is like I just draw pretty pictures on people's skin that most of the time has bullshit meaning. There's nothing behind it. Some stories in these books, I gotta tell you, it feels like these people have not struggled in life or have anything interesting to say or have experienced anything interesting. And this, to me, it totally fits the tattoo scene vibe over
Mm.
here in Germany. It's just a bunch of people that want to be more than they are. That's often like what tattoos are. Oh, I got this tattoo. This means that. Oh, I'm like it's trying to be more than it is with
Mm.
nothing to tell, and it really, really, really shows
Yeah,
in
with
this
the
book.
peace, random peace sign and the spectacle backflips, it definitely shows. Like, dude, you're just showing
Yeah,
off all these cool backflips and whatnot.
yeah. And guess what? I predicted what's happening. What did he steal the milk for? What's the most generic thing you can think of?
Probably to feed a cat.
Yeah, what can I say, man?
Oh,
It's
no, no, it can't be.
it's just to feed a cat.
Oh, no, you got that was supposed to be a joke. Oh,
It's
man.
it
Is
is what it is.
Bro, is the cat like his best friend or is it just a random cat?
It's just a random cat, and he feeds it, and then people are like, man, this guy, he is so like he's such a good guy. Good, what a good guy. He stole. We live in a sci-fi society where natural foods are unavailable, and he goes and takes the risk to steal milk for a cat. What a happy story. And
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
this is just this. It's so many man, so many like big face shots of the guy, and this
Mm,
is like a portrayal. It's worse than a nothing burger. It's predictable. It's a waste of space. This
yeah.
is. I'm sorry. This is a waste of space. I don't give a fuck. There's imagine this. There's thousands of people who want to be a mangaka. Thousands of people who wish they could do it. This guy's a tattoo artist. Tattoo artists earn pretty good money over here. So he has the freedom, I would even say the privilege, to have the time to draw something like this in his free time.
Mm,
And he's a good artist, good backgrounds, a lot of time spent in this. Yeah, sure. But do you have something of value to bring other than art? And for a tattoo artist, that's all the value that you have to bring. Just drawing cool pictures on people's skin that they requested. But for manga,
mm.
that's not cutting it, bro. That's not cutting it. That's why I'm so harsh on this guy. That's just not cutting it. So if they continue to work with him, at least get a really good writer. That's what I would tell the publisher.
Why do you think the publisher even allowed him in? Is it just because he's a popular tattoo artist?
It's not like he's that popular to bring in sales. He doesn't have that many followers. I think it's a connection thing.
Oh yeah,
Tattoo artists are around often on conventions and stuff. And
right.
he's probably interested in manga. He probably presented himself very nicely. And
he bought the executives dinner. Yeah.
he doesn't need to make any money with this. He's a tattoo artist. It's just for prestige. It's just to be able to call yourself a mangaka. And I gotta give him that. With this, he is officially a mangaka. But as a storyteller, I don't accept it. It's a complete waste of space. And some people, I know the people that are following you are not like that. But other brain dead people would say, well, what have you done? You know, are you published in a book or something? But I don't know. That's not everyone has the time to even attempt to do this.
Yeah, to go this far. Because a lot of us make a sacrifice to try and get our stuff done, you know. So the tattoo artist, you think he'd be ultra busy, but it's like, damn, bro, if you have that much time, your business must be very good that you can go on some vacation to draw, you know?
Yeah, it is very good. Over here in Germany, the anime is very hype, and if you a tattoo artist that can draw anime styles or even just trace anime pictures, you can make so much money, so much money.
Damn. Oh, what a waste of space. But I agree with you. He doesn't belong there. That story is no story at all.
No story at all. And predictable in the end, too. Like, jokingly predictable.
It's demoralizing, bro. Honestly. The cat was supposed to be a joke, but how worse can it be?
It's a joke that it's in there, but hey, it is what it is. Next up is let me quickly see if there's any other sequel. Yeah, we talked about this one. Which other ones got a continuation? This one actually. So this one.
Hey guys, if you want to see the full video and its context, consider joining my Patreon. That's where the real caffeine is at. Cheers.